Okay, let's go through the types of surds we have. First surd we have here is simple surd. A simple surd is a surd that has only one term. Let me go over it again. A simple surd is a surd that has only one term. And here are some examples. We have root 2, root 5. Let me add more. Root 3, root 7, root 11, and so on and so on. These are all simple surds. And we also have pure surds. Pure surds are surds that are completely irrational, like root 3. And here's an expression to further explain. If you have k multiplying the nth root of a, where k is equal to plus or minus 1, then it is called a pure surd. What do I mean? 1 multiplied by root 3 will give you root 3, so it is a pure surd. 1 multiplied by root 5 will give you root 5, therefore it is a pure surd. But if you have k greater than 1, if you have k greater than 1, let's say you are using 2, sorry, let me use my green ink. If you are multiplying 2 by root 3, this will give you 2 root 3. So this, as it is not a pure surd. Is not a pure surd. And also, if we have 2 multiplying root 5, this will give me 2 root 5, and therefore this is not a pure surd. So these are pure surds because our k here is 1, k here is 1, but these are not pure surds because our k here is more than 1. So if you have any value greater than 1 multiplying your surd, it is not a pure surd. But if you have 1 multiplying your surds, then it is a pure surd. Okay, so that's all for pure surds. And the next surd is our similar surds. Quite easy. It says that the surds having the same common surds factor are known as what? Similar surds. Okay, an example is this. If you have root 2 and 2 root 2, 4 root 2, 6 root 2, and so on and so forth. These are all similar surds because they have same common surds factors. So we can call this a similar surd. And another example is this. If you have root 3, 4 root 3, 5 root 3, 8 root 3, and so on and so forth. This is also a similar surd. Why? Because we have same common surd factors of root 3. So this is a similar surd, and this is also a similar surd. So that's all for similar surds. Then we have mixed surds. Surds that are not completely irrational and can be expressed as a product of a rational number and an irrational number are known as mixed surds. So we have this as our mixed surds. 2 root 2 is a mixed surd. 4 root 5 is a mixed surd. 6 root 7 is a mixed surd, and so on and so forth. Why? Because we have a rational number multiplying an irrational number. 4 here is also a rational number, root 5 is an irrational number, 6 here is a rational number, and root 7 is an irrational number. So when you have a rational number multiplying an irrational number, then it is called a mixed surd. So that's that for that. Then we have compound surds. An expression which is the addition or subtraction of two or more surds is known as a compound surd. What this means is, if you have more than one surd, adding itself or subtracting itself is known as a compound surd. For example, if you have 2 root 2 plus 4 root 2 minus 3 root 2 is known as a compound surd. If you have 4 root 3 minus 2 root 3 plus root 3, this is also known as what? A compound surd. Okay, then lastly we have a binomial surd, and it says that a surd that is made up of two other surds is known as a binomial surd. What if you have two surds multiplying two other surds? If you have two surds multiplying two other surds, then it is called a binomial surd. Another explanation: surds are irrational numbers which cannot be represented accurately in the form of fractions or recurring decimals, so it is best left as a surd root. Okay, what this means is your answer can be left in a surd form as root 2 or root 3, but not 1.414 as root 2 or 1.7320 as what? Root 3. So this is wrong according to surd. This is wrong, but this is correct according to surd. So your answers should be left in surd form, or your solutions must be treated in surd form and not decimals. Okay, that's quite easy about surd. Now finally, I have a hint for you. Knowing all the rules of surd will help you solve any question under surd easily. Finally, for the summary of our class, I introduced you to surd and I listed the examples we have, gave you the types we have, and finally I just gave you a hint. Thanks for watching this video.